Today I'm going to show you how to make a baked cheesecake using fresh French goat's cheese. Now I'll just take you through a few of the ingredients quickly. Here I've got 900 grams of fresh spreadable French goat's cheese. I've got 200 mils of sour cream, 75 grams of caster sugar. I've got some flour, 3 tablespoons, some vanilla bean paste, 2 oranges and 2 lemons, 4 eggs, and for the base I use 85 grams of butter and 150 grams of digestive biscuits. So I'm just going to pack the rest of this away and I'm going to start making the base for my cheesecake. So we start by melting 85 grams of butter, and while that's melting we can start to blitz our biscuits. So lid on, it's going to be a bit noisy. And you want to make sure that you've got a really nice fine crumb, and then make sure that your butter is completely melted before you pour it into your biscuits, otherwise you'll end up with chunks of butter. Turn it on. That's it. Here I've got a baking tin, springform case, about 20 centimetres, that I've lined with some parchment. It's a crumb base, and if you don't, when you lift your cake out, it could crumble all over the place, so it's best to do that. And by doing this, you don't have to add any more butter to your recipe, so it's quite a nice way to do it. Pour in your biscuits, press it down, and make sure that you get a nice, even base. So once you're happy with how smooth it is, pop it into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees. It's now time to prepare the filling. So we're starting off with our 900 grams of spreadable French goat's cheese, and we have to beat this so it's nice and fluffy. So in my mixer, I'm using the paddle attachment here, and just spoon in your goat's cheese, which is really soft and very easy to work with. That goes in. And on with your mixer. And you need to beat that for sort of 2 to 3 minutes until it really aerates and is nice and light and fluffy. So when you're happy with the consistency of that, we need to change the attachment, because now we want to whisk it. Add your whisk. Give it a good whisk. And while that's going, drop in your eggs. So I've got 3 whole eggs and 1 yolk in here. Like that. Some lovely vanilla. This is vanilla bean paste. You can use vanilla essence if you want. 3 tablespoons of flour. That's it. I need to add the juice of a lemon. Finally, I've got 200 mils of sour cream. So I'll just turn this off and put in the sour cream. Otherwise we'll all get splashed. And then just turn that back on until you're happy that it's all incorporated. And that's it. Take out your whisk and just make sure you've got all those nice orange bits. So my mix is ready. So my base has been baking. And we do this just to crisp up the base a little bit so that it's not raw. And you don't have to wait for it to cool down because we're going to put this straight in the oven. But the important thing to do now is to turn your oven down to about 160 degrees. Okay, so you might want to just leave your oven door open just to let it cool down a little bit, because obviously we've baked the base at 180, so it needs to come down by 20 degrees. Pour on your mix, like that. And this is a springform cake tin, and it's also non-stick, which is why I haven't bothered to grease it. So I think the oven's about ready now. I'll just pop this in. The final stage of our cheesecake is the topping. So to make this, it's very simple. We just need some sour cream and a couple of tablespoons of caster sugar. So that goes in. Give it a good mix. And then we just need to add a little bit of acidity, which is going to come from lemon juice. Just give it a really good stir. And then once your cheesecake is cooked, let it cool down in the oven until it's completely cool, so a couple of hours. Just pour your topping over your cheesecake. So just smooth it out. Give it a little bash on the surface just to even it all out. And then I just like to run my thumb just around the outside, just to smooth off all those edges there. So once you've topped your cheesecake, you can pop it into the oven just to set it a little bit on top, or you can put it into the fridge so the sour cream is a bit more set. I'm just going to release it from the tin now. If it's sticking a little bit, just run your knife around the edge. It shouldn't stick too badly. Pop that off. And then just take a cake slice, and it should release itself really easily from the parchment, and just slide it onto your serving plate. So there we have it. There's my baked cheesecake with fresh French spreadable goat cheese. I've garnished mine with some raspberries, but you can be as creative as you like. For more delicious French goat cheese recipes, go to our website www.frenchgoatcheese.com.